What up, y'all? Back again. Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, I kind of went over this real short, and I wanted to go over it again about how the narcissist is on a vibration. They're on a vibration level, okay? And when, excuse me, sorry. And I'm ready for some of y'all. But anyway, on this vibration level, they can only go so high. Remember, a lot of people talk about they can only go to the top of the third dimension, and they fall back down to the first dimension. So when you talk about vibration and you talk about, the way somebody acts, it's based on a vibration level. It's based on your spirit man, or it's based on your spirit man. And like I say, they kicked theirs out, and so it got filled with something evil, man. So but they deal with, a lot of times you'll hear that they deal with shame a lot. Shame is at the bottom. This thing turns into a cone. I'll put it on the end of this, or somewhere in this podcast below me here or something, so that you can see how this thing looks like. But vibrations and dimensions and the way a person acts is all they all coincide. Okay, so in the first dimension, you deal with shame and guilt, and that's like at a vibration level of 20 to 30. Okay, and then when you get into the second, this is where the narcissist starts every day. For the most part, they start in a shame level. That's at the bottom. But this vibration goes all the way to 1,000. You know, when you get into 1,000, you're like just a bright individual, man. But you also have boundaries to protect yourself. You love yourself, and you treat everybody right, and you just don't put up with no nonsense. And you live in life, okay, to the fullest, for real. The narcissist starts out at 20, a shame level of a 20. We always say they're energy vampires because they need fuel. Well, fuel is to raise their vibration, because they start out at a 20 every day, but they can only get to the top of the third dimension. So this is how it works. It's shame, and then guilt is in the first dimension. The second dimension is apathy, grief, and then you're dealing with like fear. And fear is like at 100. So out of 1,000, you're only talking about, this is at you're starting to break into the bottom of the third dimension. Fear is at 100. So this is at the vibration level of fear. And then after that, you get into desire, anger, and then pride. And pride is at a 175. Okay. So the narcissist can never get above a 175. That's why they're always drawing energy, because they start out at a 20, and they need you to lift them up out of the abyss every day. So, of course, they'll pull you by the neck, right? I mean, pretty much, because they don't care about you. They just need that fuel. They need that fuel every day. They need to suck that fuel every day to get that mask on tight, so that they can go out there and perform. And that's why they'll do anything to get that fuel. Okay? And so that's why they need a person that runs at a high vibration than the average normal individual. That's why they have all this fear mongering on TV, bad news all the time, people murdering everybody, people, doing all these bad things. The food's full of crap, the weather's crappy, everything, the air you're breathing's crap, everything's crappy, everybody's sick, they're broke, they're cheating and crap and all kind of stuff. That's to keep, the world is trying to keep your vibration low, to be honest with you. But when it comes to the narcissist, they are at a low vibration every day because they wake up in shame. But the highest they can get is to pride. That's the highest of the third dimension, the highest level of the third dimension, which is at a 175 level. So we're kind of at, when they meet us, we're at least at a 500, because after they fall after pride. They say in the Bible, pride comes before the fall, because and they get to pride, they fall right back down to shame. And that's what their cycle is: shame to pride, shame to pride, shame to pride. Or you could look at it like idolization, devalue, discard. Idolization, devalue, discard, and then Hoover. I mean, this is just how they live, man. They're always a cycle. They never grow. They never learn. They never advance. They never vibrate higher than a 175, which is garbage. Because what happens is at a 200, getting into the fourth dimension is courage. And they're cowards. They don't have courage, because if they had courage, if they could get to a courage level, then they could probably repent, accept the fact that they do wrong things, accept the fact that they have a mask on, and maybe they could take it off and deal with things. That's what it would take. It would take courage. So that's why they never get any further than that. They get up to pride level, and you're the one boosting them up to that because they're sucking it off of you. Then they feel when they get to the pride level that they did it on their own. Then they discard you. You fed them, you clothed them, you got them a job, you loved them, you did everything for them, you told them good things, you see all the good attributes and told them you could be this or that. You build them up to here, then they throw you out with the trash. And then they fall back down to the ground again. Then they get sheepish, you know, and they come in all coy and humble looking. I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm not going to apologize, but I'm sorry you feel that way. And then you get back together with them. Then you bring them back up again, and then they throw you back down to the ground again. This is all they do. It's because they can't get past pride, and pride comes before the fall. They go right back down to shame. But if you get it, so we're up at like a level of like a 500 is love or inner love. We all have that, most of the empaths that they like. So that's why they look out for empaths, because they need somebody that they can draw fuel off every day to get them high as they can every day. So they can go out there and do what they need to do, keep that mask on tight, and feel powerful. And the only thing that makes them feel powerful is for them to have more and more fuel. And so they can't produce their own fuel because they're dead inside. There's nothing in there. They're always just reflecting you back to yourself. You know, like somebody said, I think it was Brian said, y'all should check out his channel. He's got a new channel, Brian Rossiler, I think, Brian Rossiler. We've been talking a lot. We're gonna do some combined stuff, but y'all check him out. He's got good stuff too, and we talk on the regular. But this is the thing, man. Yeah, I think he was saying, you know, they tailor fit that thing for you, that mask, you know, and that's what they do. The tighter they can have that thing on there, they don't want that thing slipping off, you know. And so this is how it works. And so they want somebody, if they can get somebody at like a vibration of a 750, they ain't gonna be sticking around somebody at a 200 or 250. That's why they want an empath, man, because we can pour our hearts out. We've been also taught to reactively get caught up in reactive abuse and to let our walls down and stuff in the past, the ones that are unawoke, right? And we were unawoke at one point, but we ain't doing that no more. We're self-aware. They have no self-awareness, and so you can't ever help them. And that's the thing. That's why you can't help them regulate. The only thing that gets them to regulate their emotions is them getting you to react instead of respond. They want you to react, open your walls up, and they fling it on you. I mean, to some degree, they just know probably that it works, and they're told what to do by that evil construct that they're following. Like, you know, we have our intuition is our essence, and you know, is something of godly and goodness. Their intuition is something of a demonic construct. So their intuition tells them what to do. Their innate self is gone. They're only a mirror. That's all they are. There's nothing behind that mask. That's why they don't want to look behind it. That's why they're always scared to be alone, because the only thing behind it is devils. And I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. That's why they have to go into this darkness when they look behind it, because there's nothing there anymore. And that's why sometimes they'll want to, you know, injure themselves and stuff like that. But you know, if they're not injuring themselves, they're injuring everybody else out here. That's why they need all that validation. They cannot regulate themselves because you'd have to go inside to do that. And so you are the one that's regulating their emotions, and nobody should have to put up with that. That's not your job. Your job is not to regulate somebody else's emotions. And especially on a daily basis, they will attack and destroy you on the regular, and that's not your job. Your job is to be blessed and to be a blessing. If you're a good individual, that's how you should live. The only reason why you're getting caught up in this is because you were unaware, and it was unbeknownst to you. You grew up in this and you were groomed for this. But when you wake up to this, the only reason that you're dealing with it is because you feel stuck in it and you're not leaving. And because you're not leaving, and I get it, there's a lot of like bad cases, and I've been in some. Like I said, I was married to one for 9 years, so, and I've been with several after and before. But that, you know, there's a lot of threats, and it can be scary. If it's scary for a man like me dealing with a woman, it's got to be much more scary for a woman dealing with a man, because, you know, you're dealing with physical issues as well, as far as they're stronger and they can be more scary and overpowering, and I get that. So I'm sorry for y'all that have to deal with that. You have to get your ducks in a row and leave like you're leaving an abusive, physically abusive relationship. And it's not to injure them or hurt them financially or anything. It's just so that you make sure that you get a fair dealing. But you can't regulate them. But the only reason, you know, you're going to be dealing with this when you get awoke is because you're afraid to leave, or because you're still in covenant with them, so you end up reaping their harvest to some degree. So that's why we always say, you know, you gotta sometimes you have to stay with them for a while, and you got to get your ducks aligned and everything, because they will sabotage and destroy you. But you want to gray rock, not react. You want to stay close to your frame, that we call it, you know, in this platform. Your frame is your body, your bones, whatever. You want to stay like this when you're dealing with the narcissist, which is stay like this, no emotions, gray rock them. Anyway, there's no helping them. You can't help them with therapy. I mean, it takes years and years and years for the ones that even get a little bit of help. And they say when they do get help, it's like straightening out a rubber band, but it's going to collapse again at the first sign of something they can't handle. So whatever therapy that they do feel like they're coming through with, it's going to retract back into whatever they are at some point. So it's hard to get them therapy, to get them medications don't seem to help, and you can't even get them delivered because they're kind of permanent possession or whatever. If you believe in that, a lot of people don't believe in that. It's fine. But yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that today. I don't want to be too long, but God bless y'all out there, and have a good day, a glorious day if you can. And if you're going through darkness, just head towards light. Make good decisions every day. If you're with somebody that's a narcissist, do your best to take steps backwards and to back yourself out of it, sometimes very slowly, but, you know, to do your best to do that in a safe way. Sometimes you got to get help with the law and with attorneys and with counselors. So anyway, peace to y'all. Have a good day. Until next time, soldier up. We out. Peace.